Hey everybody, welcome back here to A Place to Heal. My name is Marie, and today I'm here with Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi, Chris.
Thank you for joining me here today. And the reason that I brought Chris along is because last week I was joined by Andrew, and we did a video on a mask that you can purchase in order to help your healing. And, you know, the more I thought about it, I just came to the realization that there's some people that are just so sick and out of work and they just cannot afford that $80 for an apparatus. And breathing is very, very, very important to your health. I'm going to show you here how important in just a minute. The reason that I asked Chris to come on board is because Chris was born in a very high altitude and he was raised in a very high altitude. How high would you say the altitude was where you were born?
7,200 feet.
7,200 feet. And at some points it went up to 9,000, right?
In the higher mountains.
In the higher mountains. But Chris did something for his health that he didn't even realize he was doing. And that's what they do with athletes. They tell them to live high and train low. So Chris became a truck driver. He became a flatbed driver. So what ended up happening was he was living high, and then in the mornings he would take his load, go down to the city at a very low altitude, and he would work out because he'd have to unload the truck and throw straps.
Right.
And
untarp
and roll those tarps, which weigh about, what?
75, 80 pounds a piece.
75, 80 pounds a piece, and he was sweating like crazy. So without him even really knowing it, he was actually doing some wonderful things for his health, because I know Chris really well, and let me tell you, he does not eat that great, but you have very few health issues, which has always amazed me, because I'm like, how does this man do this, but he does not have hardly any health issues whatsoever. So I'm going to use Chris, and thank you for doing this for me. He's going to actually be my guinea pig. And I would like to say that poor Chris has no idea what he's into, because he has no idea what I'm going to use him for or what I'm going to ask him to do. So I'm so glad that he actually decided to do this for me. Very trusting, by the way. The spleen, I want to start by telling you that your spleen acts like a blood bank. So what happens is, and your spleen is underneath your left rib, right there, and a lot of people have a lot of pain in their spleen. And what ends up happening is the spleen holds on to tons and tons and tons of those red blood cells. And when it gets too full of red blood cells, the spleen will swell, it will hurt, it will push up against the pancreas, it will cause all sorts of problems. And the reason that the spleen would do this blood bank would hold on to too many of these red blood cells, is because we breathe like this. Everyone breathes too fast. Now, if you've noticed, the whole time I've been talking, Chris has not had his mouth open. And that's another thing that I've always been fascinated by. This man breathes constantly with his mouth closed. I am a person who breathes with my mouth open. I breathe way too fast. We've actually gone to concerts and other places where I've had people sitting behind me, and they're like, they sound like Darth Vader. They're like breathing so fast, so deep, and that's one of the worst things that you can do. When the body signals an increase for oxygen, when it's oxygen deprived, oxygen deprived, the spleen will actually release those red blood cells into circulation. So that's what you want. The more that you can keep the body oxygen deprived, which was what you were doing every time you went up to the mountains, you were depriving your body of oxygen, and then all of a sudden, see, you didn't even know you were doing this right.
I lived there all my life.
And all of a sudden he was going down into the valley. He was releasing all those red blood cells and oxygenating his body like crazy. So one of the ways, of course, not all of us get the opportunity to live up in the mountains and go down to the city every day. So, but we're going to put you through the test.
Some of us didn't want to, but we had to.
Yeah, but we're going to put you through the test here in a minute. Breath holding is actually one of the ways that you can get your spleen to contract and spit out all those red blood cells.
Linda, if I pass out, call 911.
You're not going to pass out. Okay, so breath holding actually opens up blood vessels, and it switches on the parasympathetic nerve, so it's very normal to yawn when you do this. You will actually become warmer. Your hands will become warmer. So those of you that are not having the correct amount of oxygen flowing through, your feet are getting cold, your hands are getting cold, this is a great exercise. And you want to at least do this 3 times a day. But the first thing you have to do is you have to test. So we're going to go ahead.
I should have known when you wanted to use a timer.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to test you. Now, to be fair, I tested last night, so I know what my numbers are. So we're going to see what the difference is between somebody who grew up at high altitudes, trained low, and someone who was a desert rat her whole entire life and lived below sea level.
Remember Beaker on the Muppets? That'd be me.
What?
Beaker from the Muppets.
Who's Beaker? What's Beaker?
You all would understand. It's
okay. My claws.
the
All right.
Muppet Show, dear.
The Muppet Show. Okay. Yeah, I remember who Beaker is. Okay, so I'll get that later. I'm sure it's gone right now. Yeah. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to get become very relaxed, and this is a way for you guys to test this. This is very important because this test is going to tell you where you're at as far as lung capacity goes, and it's a very simple test, and you can do it at home, and it's free, and it's better than any doctor test out there. So what you're going to do is you're going to become very relaxed. You want to relax. Okay. And then the next thing you're going to do is you cannot use your mouth. You have to use your nose. You're going to breathe in through your nose. And it's not one of those, you don't want to do that. You just want to breathe normally through your nose, and then you're going to exhale through your nose, not just normally. And then the next thing that I want you to do is you're going to take your hand and you're going to grab it just like you're going underwater, and you're going to hold your nose and you're going to hold it, and we're going to start timing to see how long you can hold your breath that way. Okay, once you get to the point where it's uncomfortable to hold your breath, you want to let that go. But here's the trick. You cannot sit there, hold your breath, and then go. You can't do that. You've got to get only to a point where it's uncomfortable enough where once you let go, you can breathe back in through your nose. You cannot use your mouth. Did you understand all of that? Are we good? All right, so here we go. So we're going to go ahead and breathe in. Okay, breathe out, plug. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. 10:38. Marie was 10:45. So, well, there went that theory right down the pooper. All right, so this is what it's telling me, and I think it's only fair. Would you like to try it again? Since now you know what you're doing, would you like to try it again? Okay, we're gonna give him a second chance. God. Okay. Thank you for joining us here on Comedy Central. All right, so you want to have your hand ready, because I'm going to do this, and Chris is going to count because I'm going to do him. Okay, ready? Are you ready? Okay. Breathe in, out, hold. Okay, so Chris went to 12. I was 10:45. I'm still at 10:45. Okay, so basically here's what these numbers mean. This is what you're looking at. Believe it or not, you want to get up to 60 seconds. Yeah. That's what I thought when I first heard. I was like, 60? Who the heck can get up to 60? Anyone healthy that does not have diabetes, does not have asthma, does not have heart disease, does not have any, you fill in the blank with any disease, can go up to 60. So you are supposed to be doing 3 to 4 liters of breath per minute. So you need to do 60 seconds is the optimal for perfect health. So if you're doing 30 seconds, which neither one of us hit, you're breathing enough for 2 people. So you're breathing double time. Okay, so instead of 3 to 4 liters per minute, you're venting at 6 to 8 liters per minute. At 20, if you actually were one of the lucky ones that made it up to 20, your breathing is 3 times more than you should vent. 9 to 12 liters per minute. Now, 15, you're breathing 5 times the normal amount. So I'm 10. I'm breathing 6 times more than normal. I actually did research, you guys, and disease is impossible in the human body when you hit 60. You can hold your breath up to 60 seconds. It is impossible. Cancer does not live in the human body. Diabetes, lupus, you name it, it does not exist in the human body if you can get that number up to 60. So next, I'm going to use Chris again as a guinea pig because I'm going to show you how to start getting those numbers up there. And this is a Botanco way to learn how to breathe. The man that I learned it from was Patrick McEwen. You can actually go to his videos. He has awesome videos here on YouTube on how to teach you how to breathe. And if you have sleep apnea, I mean, anything that you have, I don't care what it is that you have, you can get rid of it by learning how to breathe. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your hand again as if you're going to hold it. So what we're going to do is you're going to, and you always want to breathe through your nose. Breathing through your mouth is a no-no. So anytime you catch yourselves breathing through your mouth, the book is called Shut Your Mouth by Patrick McEwen. And it makes perfect sense because if you breathe constantly through your mouth, you can actually have, like your jaw will actually get out of place. You'll have an overbite. It really does distort your face and it causes snoring and everything else. So here we go. So this is the exercise that you want to do. You want to do it at least 3 times a day. So here we go. So you're going to get your hand ready. And then the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to breathe in through your nose gently. Going to exhale, hold your nose, hold your breath. You're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let go. Breathe in normal. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Grab your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. So basically, you want to do this, and the reason that you want to do this is because you're depriving your body of oxygen, and you are making your spleen contract, and you are forcing all those red blood cells out into your body. Now, I'm not going to be too harsh on Chris because Chris has not been living up in the mountains for the last 8 years, and he no longer does that. But I'm sure that at one time you probably could have gotten that number a heck of a lot higher. So the trick here is that what you want to do is you want to at first test, so you have a starting number, and then you want to do this exercise for a week. You want to do the hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally 2 or 3 times. Hold your breath again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to put a video under this one that actually takes you through the exercise. It's hard to hear, but she does a really good job. And a week later, you want to retest yourself and find out how many seconds you can actually hold it. Now, most of you with smartphones, you do have a stop clock on there, so it's pretty easy. Otherwise, I'm sure there's stop clocks you could probably even get on the internet. So I hope that helps you guys, and please really look into the breathing aspect of health because it's huge, huge. It's number one. So if you change your breathing, you take your minerals, and you take care of your health, you incorporate a healthy diet, there's no disease that you can't turn around. All right, Chris, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Beaker. Whatever that means. I'm telling you, I'll get it later. Anyway, and thank you for adding a little comedy to the channel. So we'll see you next time. I'm going to be taking a little break from YouTube because I've got some things I need to take care of. And basically, guys, I just need a break. So till next time, yes, vacation. So till next time, please stay happy, stay healthy, learn to breathe correctly, and keep your mouth shut. Till next time. Bye-bye.